Have you ever been on Facebook and you're just scrolling through and you see an ad for a company that you have no idea about, but their advertising, their marketing, and their branding is so on point that you yourself feel convinced to buy? Chances are, if you're here, you are a solo entrepreneur trying to figure out how to launch your product from start to finish, and that's exactly what I'm here to do for you guys today. I've looked around YouTube and there's a lot of videos out there that talk about launching their brands and how much money they've made, but they really give no substantive sequence of action on how exactly you go about that. So that's what I want to clear up today. So my team and I have been hired to launch a product from start to finish. I'm talking about logos, I'm talking about branding, I'm talking about the whole shebang as far as websites and even Facebook marketing. And unfortunately, this project is under NDA, but I feel like I can still show you guys exactly the steps we're taking so that you guys can do these things and launch your own products. And most importantly, our team is working under the restrictions of COVID-19. We are not able to travel and create campaigns like we normally would. We are working in our home state. For those of you guys who are new here, my name is Sydney Baker Green. I'm an international photographer and cinematographer, but more importantly, I run a business. My goal isn't just to take photos, my goal is to make money at the end of the day. Don't be a starving artist. It is such a cliche. So of course, all of my great ideas happen at night. So I will follow up with you guys tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about the discovery meeting my team and I had yesterday and how we are starting the initial phases of launching this product. I am 100% in the same clothes that I was in yesterday, and that is on quarantine. By the way, if you guys hear any background noise, that's just my family upstairs. We're all stuck in this house together, but that does not stop the education from continuing. So basically yesterday we were on a discovery call, and I want you guys to think of a discovery call as initial market research. I want you guys to think of this more so like research and development. And what we're really doing in this stage is we are defining who our ideal client is. Now, you guys hear about the ideal client all the time when it comes to marketing and social media, but I don't feel like there's really enough depth and substance in the conversations we're having. Basically, what you guys need to know about an ideal client is it's not just what age is the person, what's their gender, where do they go to school and how much money they make. That is part of it. But when you create a good ideal client profile, you are creating an entire person. So that means not only who are they physically, but what do they stand for? What are their pillars in life? What do they believe in? Where do they like to shop? Where do they like to eat? Where do they hang out all the time on Mondays? What are they doing on their weekends? Are they people with friends, or are they people who are more introverted? This research is going to be important, and defining this is going to be important for when you start doing your advertisement campaigns later on, as well as how you're going to curate your brand. Because when you have all of these things written down and you know who the person is, when you go into Facebook Ad Manager and Instagram Ad Manager, you're going to be able to drag and drop that data in and make that process so much simpler. But furthermore, when you know who you're talking to, you are able to market to them far more efficiently than just trying to throw darts and attract everybody. When you speak so specifically to one person, a lot of the times we think that we're alienating somebody. That's why I like to say I create my ideal client as a person. For example, let's just say my ideal client's name is Sarah. When I am writing my Instagram post and all of my marketing material, I am writing to Sarah. But because that is so directed towards one person, it is going to resonate with other people. So after we hashed out all the nitty-gritty details of who it is we're going to be targeting and kind of the brand strategy behind it, we needed to start creating everything we need to launch. But before we can launch, we need to get an okay from the investors, and that requires a presentation. Now, in order for this presentation to be successful with the investors, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need the product mock-ups until we actually get the products in our hand, kind of showing the concept that we're going for as far as the colors we're choosing, so on and so forth, the brand messaging. The next thing we're going to need is a website, because you need a home for your product to live. You need a home for your brand to live, and all of your social media channels are going to funnel to that home, which means we also need to have content. Now, this is gonna come after the presentation. That is the step in between. The first things we need to knock out are going to be the brand messaging, product mockups, and a website. After that, all we need to do is create the content, make sure the messaging is on board, make sure the social media is looking great and everything is cohesive, and then we are able to launch. But before we do that, again, presentation. So let me show you how we get to these product mockups and what I like to do when I don't have all the money to spend on buying professional mockups.
All right guys, so here we are on the computer, and I just want to show you guys some of the resources I use that have really helped me when it comes to branding and the creative design, from fonts to clip art to mockup. So I have this website again. I'm going to link it in the description down below for you guys. But what this website is, it's just a list of fonts that I really like, that I feel are very luxurious and professional and will get the right idea across with your brand in 2020. Branding is so important, again, so your font is going to matter. So make sure that it not only speaks to you as a person, but I also want you to make sure that it's going to convey the right idea to your ideal client. Only you will be able to decide what font will work best with your ideal client. But when you look at these fonts, all I want you to do is simply think about, what is it saying to you personally? Like, how do you feel? Because if you feel a certain way about a font, chances are your ideal client will feel the same. The next website over here, which I will also link in the description down below, is a list of clip arts that you can use when creating products. Now, I know some of these seem very, how would I say, dated when it comes to design, but I have used some of these icons in here from just like official branding stamps to make something seem a little bit more professional, or a little bit more thorough. For example, if your product is all natural, you can come in here and just type in natural or organic or something like that. You can see what'll come up as we load this. You can see here that they have some resources here, and there's a whole bunch of pages, but I just want you to see how, like, we can see right here, 100% natural product. Now, again, some of these aren't the most clean designs, but throughout here, you will find those, and you can even like narrow your search down coming in here, like 100% natural, and now you see you have like all these 100% natural logos, organic, so on and so forth. So that's a really great resource in this regard to use if you're trying to come up with elements that make it look more professional. And for the most part, these are all free. You just have to holler back at the people if you are going to use them in maybe a product description or something like that. The last thing I want to talk about here are these free Photoshop design templates. And I do highly recommend that if you're creating a product and you're doing a mock-up, that you do use Photoshop. It's just a really great way to make all of your mock-ups and your products stand out and look more professional. And furthermore, when you give a distributor or somebody who's creating, like for example, maybe a bottle design or like an actual box design, if you can give them a mock-up, they're going to be able to accomplish your vision better because you have a professional product. And this website has over 159 pages of free Photoshop design templates when it comes to mockups. So everything from t-shirts to laptop mockups to jars, anything you can think of in here, you're probably going to be able to accomplish it with these mockups. So that means this is for everybody. It's not just for people out here selling physical products or who want to maybe launch a beauty line or who maybe want to launch clothing. This is for people like photographers, like filmmakers who have digital products. So just to give you guys an example on how I've used this in my process with my personal business, I sell a lot of digital products like presets and LUTs. So if I type in software box here, we're gonna type in software box, hit enter. What you're gonna see in this little website is that it says 62 of the best free software boxes. Then I come in here, I just do a Control F or Command F on Mac to find, and I type in software, and here's the box that I use personally when it comes to selling all of my presets and all of my LUTs. And that's just the way it is in my business because it's a digital product. You're not going to get anything. You click on that and it's gonna start your download in 13 seconds. You go into Photoshop and you design your box, and it's as simple as that. So you guys can see that my business has been successful. So just because you're using a mock-up and you don't have a physical product should not be a limitation for you. Again, all these links are in the description down below.
So here's the deal, guys. I know I probably went way too fast with all that ideal client talk for someone who is just getting into this. And to be honest, the ideal client is so important. This is the one factor that will make or break your marketing campaign. So what I have done for you guys is I have created a free social media marketing guide, which is designed to teach you how to define and target your ideal client. But there's a catch. It will leave you with questions. That's how it's designed. I am not the teacher to give you all the answers. I want you to think about the teacher that you've had in high school or college that taught you the best. Did they give you all the answers? No, you learned by example. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go out and put this into practice, but I'm here for you. Leave your questions in the comment section down below and I will answer them, helping you throughout this entire process. And if you guys are feeling generous, feel free to send me a few bucks in the pay what you want feature because I'm probably going to use it on coffee. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications if you have not. Be sure to follow me on my social media. The links are in the description down below, as well as the YouTube fam. Their links are in the description down below. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode where I'm going to be talking about team meetings and website design for your digital or physical product. If you guys are ever feeling uninspired, uncreative, or just want to give up on life, remember, every day airplanes take off against the wind. Live, love, laugh, stay inspired, and as always, stay fabulous. I'm Sydney, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.